Good afternoon, Northwest, and welcome to the March edition of Husky Headlines. I'm Imran Bungish.
And I'm Jay Oaks. Imran, did you know the boys basketball team has won 3 state championships in a row and is looking for a 4th this weekend?
Huh? Good thing you got cut. Looks like it's working out.
Melanie tells us more about this story.
After winning 3 consecutive state titles, the boys basketball team is working to bring home a 4th championship.
This year we started off a little slow, but after that we started playing really well together. I think we're on a 14-game win streak right now, so we're at a high point in our season and playing our best basketball. Obviously losing someone like Christian Brown is a big loss, but I feel like we came together and started playing together a lot more when he left. Our team chemistry improved quite a bit, I feel like, and that's how we're getting wins this season. It's a little harder to win because you don't have someone that's going to go out and score 30 points every night, but we're figuring out we're sharing the basketball and everyone's scoring.
I think we had to change our style of play. We kind of do a lot more spacing than we've done in the past. We're not as big a rebounding team as we were last year, so we've had to really kind of do that by committee. We still want to be able to not turn the ball over and take good shots and play together, and we've been able to do that.
This year we have a lot more underclassmen with Joey Robinson and Mikey Pauley coming in and putting in a lot of work and helping us every day and pushing us every day. And we just have a lot of underclassmen. It's a lot more to our team than just a few amount of players that just contribute in games.
Another new addition to the team is junior Alston Mason, who moved into the Blue Valley District last year and has since been a valuable player on the team.
At first, it was kind of nerve-wracking because I didn't really know anybody. Then I started getting comfortable with everybody, started understanding how everything works here, and I love it.
He's a very good player. He helps us because he handles the ball really well and is a really good passer and can guard at a pretty high level.
Over the last couple of weeks, the Huskies were able to wrap up another EKL title and finish the regular season 18-2.
In years past, the EKL championship has usually come down between us and Miege. So after we beat Miege, I was pretty confident that we're going to win it, and we got to go out here and win the rest of our games too, obviously. But after the win against Miege, it felt great because we knew we accomplished something.
We try to do a really good job of knowing what our opponent each night's going to do, and we kind of adjust our game plan according to their strengths. Then we just want to kind of just be on top of our game and peaking at the right time. I hope we can get in position to host 2 games in sub-state. I'm hoping we can make it back to the state tournament again.
I really think we have a really high chance to win state. I know we're going to make it to state. I think we have a really high percentage to win it, and it's just going to be a battle, and it's really going to just be like how bad we want it and how bad we're going to work to go get it.
After winning the sub-state championship against Shawnee Mission South, the Huskies will open state play tonight at 4:45 in Wichita against Lawrence Free State. This is Melanie Wilkins and Nick Swiden for Husky Headlines.
Now we take a look at the Diversity Assembly.
I need you to understand the tension built up over centuries. I need you to take off your glasses of privilege and put on my shades of exclusion. And know that when people make those ignorant comments, they're just uneducated. Understand that if you're being loud in a public setting, they'll call you ghetto. Understand that you can't express your distaste because black girls always have an attitude. Be careful as to what you say because your intimidating presence might scare them away. So I ask you, would you be able to walk a day in my shoes?
So let me put this into perspective. Black excellence is not a circus. But yet you want to clown us on Twitter instead of saying it to our face? Scared? Wear some diapers when you're around us if you want to act childish, because we're not going anywhere. We are a movement. Get in line or get left behind. Our ancestors passed down a torch, and we plan to set fire to anything that blocks our success. We will run, we will march, we will crawl, whatever it takes. Because black excellence does not speak for those who have yet to find their voice, but for those whose bodies were pumped with bullets that they did not deserve. If you want to soar, you have to fly with the eagles. Stretch out your wings, Northwest. It's time to rebuild our home.
Thou shall art thou art.
Stop. What are you doing?
Well, with Mr. Landis retiring, there's no role for the director, so I figured I'd apply for the job.
Maybe you should rethink that.
What, like quit practicing?
No, just quit.
Oh.
I'd tell us more about this story. After teaching, directing, and leading the theater program at Blue Valley Northwest for the last 19 years, Steve Landis is retiring at the end of the school year.
He brings a lot of hard work and dedication to the craft of theater and everything, because he's definitely helped us know that we have to work hard and you have to memorize early to understand the full process. And since he does so much technically on the show, he helps build all the sets and he does a lot of the work for it, and he does all the lighting and sound and different things. It's just like he brings a full understanding of the whole world of theater just beyond acting.
He's such a hard worker, and he cares about the success of his students and his shows. And so obviously a lot of his time is dedicated to helping the cast get better. He always takes the time to help us out too as crew, and he makes sure we know what we're doing, and he's just a really good role model and a good person to be around if you need to get stuff done.
Near the end of his last theater season, Landis and his students look back at what they'll miss with Landis as director.
Well, it's more individual because you have to deal with each individual person and where they are. I mean, you do that in math and science and so forth, but it's developing their talents, and if they have any like faults in that, or you need to work on their vocal technique or their physicality, things like that. So you're dealing with them as an individual person trying to get their skills up. I think it brings me closer to them because I have to work with them all the time and individually, like I say, and encouraging them to develop their talents and break some inhibitions they may have about performing and so forth.
It's been really cool just to have someone you can always go to. With other shows I do outside of school, it's normally like a different director for each show, and it's just something different. But it's really cool for a high school just having one person you're always able to go to, and you develop a bond and like understand how they direct and different things. So it's really just a good process to have someone that you can like really talk to about your character and your acting as a whole.
Dude, you know, we can be having, we can be struggling during rehearsal or something, and he sometimes has kind of a sarcastic sense of humor, but he'll say something to perk everyone up and get us back in the right mood, because sometimes rehearsals can feel like we're just going on and on and on. But he has a way to bring all of his experience and give everyone the right attitude so we can keep moving forward.
I've always had good students here and enjoyed working with them. I have lots of friends on the staff, which I'll miss, working with and talking to and so forth.
There's going to be a personality missing with Mr. Landis, and obviously I'm excited to see who the new theater director is, but I don't think we can ever replace Mr. Landis, truly.
After retirement, Landis will continue his theater career, being an apprentice, director, and buyer for the Wichita Music Theater program. This is Jay Oaks and Ian Graham for Husky Headlines.
Hey Jay, have you ever pulled off an all-nighter before?
No, but many students are going to do it for a good cause. Melanie tells us more.
Every year, students from each Blue Valley High School stay up all night in an event called Relay for Life.
Relay for Life is an event that is hosted by the nonprofit organization, the American Cancer Society. It has been something that Blue Valley District has been being a part of for many years. It was started with Nandita Daga and my sister. Since then, it's been growing into a bigger and bigger club. At our first Relay for Life event, we raised about $17,000. Since then, we have continued to grow over the past 4 years, consistently earning $200,000. And as a total, I believe we have raised close to $2 million. The past 3 years, we have been the #2 Relay for Life youth event in the whole nation. The name Relay is kind of misleading. Many people are discouraged in doing Relay for Life just because they associate it with running. There's an opening ceremony where we talk about the purpose of being at this. We reinforce that with our Luminaria ceremony, where we honor and remember those who have lost or are still fighting the fight against cancer. And then we have a fight back ceremony to hype everyone back up again, and then we have our closing ceremony.
Relay for Life has the perfect formula of being just a ton of fun for your friends to go to and hang out, mixed with also it's for a really, really good cause. The money we're raising here really, really does make a difference in people's lives, so you can have that in your conscience that you're helping make the world a better place while you're having a really good time. We spend from 5 p.m. right after school all the way to 5 a.m. in the morning playing games, having ceremonies, and raising a lot of money for cancer. All these fun activities like dodgeball and basketball and all that kind of stuff I help to plan and put together.
Each school has several different teams, each organized by a team captain.
Your only job as a team captain is making sure your team has all their forms turned in, and you go to certain meetings and make sure that everyone has the information they need so that they can spend less time worrying about getting their forms in and all that stuff and more time here at the event having fun. All you need to do to be a team member is you need to raise $100, either online or in cash or in check, to the American Cancer Society. I know $100 seems pretty daunting to everybody, but it's pretty easy when you can just do things like online fundraise. You can have your parents repost it on Facebook. Every team comes up with an on-site fundraiser with an activity, so there's some teams down there doing VR and selling cookies. Every single hour we have an activity listed. So whether that's flag football, basketball, maybe live music. I heard the band Paul just performed this year. Everyone went crazy. There are all sorts of ways to get involved and have fun in this event.
Everyone here that's been at this event has been impacted by cancer in some sort of way, whether it be a family member or friend, and they all have the same mission when they come here. Raise enough money so we can end cancer altogether. And I just very am appreciative of just how much people come together, enjoy one another, forget what they have, and put that stuff aside to fight towards this common goal. Cancer has definitely been something that's affected my family. I've never got to meet my mom's father, so my grandfather, because he passed away at a very early age to lung cancer, and my own grandmother recently has been diagnosed with breast cancer. So I really want to be part of a world where another person doesn't have to hear the words that their family member or friend has cancer, and I'm just really passionate about that.
Those interested in Relay for Life should keep a lookout for more information. This is Melanie Wilkins and Imran Bangesh for Husky Headlines.
With spring break right around the corner, we asked students of Northwest what their plans are.
With spring break only a few hours away, let's take a look at what students plan to do with all their free time. So what are your spring break plans?
Staying home and sleeping.
Get some money, go to some concerts.
And is that your ideal spring break?
Yeah. Yep. Not do homework.
I'm going with my friend to get a tattoo.
Oh, what's the tattoo going to be?
She's going to get a tattoo right here, and I'm just going to watch because I don't do that.
Are you going to be happy you're missing more school?
Honestly, kind of missing school these days. We've been out a lot, got a lot of homework to do. It's kind of tough, but yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy this spring break.
So you're saying you're going to catch up on homework over spring break? Is that?
It's not what I'm saying.
If you had one dream spring break vacation, where would it be?
I would probably go to Greece.
Good. Are you the one getting the tattoo?
No, but I am getting a tattoo over spring break.
Oh, fun. What is it?
I'm getting a lime with my friends. A lime.
I want to go surfing with dolphins in Mexico.
Why do you want to go to Greece?
To see the water.
Don't we have water here?
It's pretty water.
Do you think the dolphins would get into that with you, would start riding with you?
No, I'm not very good with animals, but I do like bunnies, so that's cool.
Nice. What if you went surfing with bunnies?
Bunnies can't swim.
Like, what does it represent, though?
Like, we were hanging out together and we had this, like, wild experience, and then we, like, found this lime, and now we're getting tattoos of it.
Stay at home all day, every day, play some Team Fortress 2 with the boys, nonstop.
So what would your dream spring break be?
Staying at home, playing Team Fortress 2 all day with the boys.
Hey, Emron, look, it's you.
Oh man, I'm almost as ugly as you. It's probably a good thing you didn't join the art competition.
When cells in your eyes are attempting to see color in red or purple light, opposing neurons fire, disrupting your perception of colors, causing you to be unable to tell which is which. Headlines brought together 4 competitors to test their ability of color detection. We paired up one expert painter and one person with more untapped potential, and the lights have been colored and our artists are ready to paint. Let's meet the competitors. Our first competitors who will be working in red light is Jaden Underwood and Sam Stubenhofer. The second wave of players who will be painting in purple light is Ben Hobbs and Jack Barlows.
Sunsets literally don't have blue in them. What am I doing?
Art teachers, if you're watching this, I will gladly accept my A.
This looks so bad. I think I just made brown.
It looks like a greenish brown and like gross.
Wow, thank you. I have to say, I have never finished a painting as quick as I'm supposed to finish this one.
Nothing happened.
Oh my god. I hope I'm not just mixing the same colors.
I really...
This looks the same. This looks the same.
I really hope that these two are the same color because I've been like dipping back and forth. All right, so we're just gonna go like with a little fade into the sun. What does a sunset look like? This is
Did you really go into this not thinking at all what a sunset looks like?
I thought of it, but then like, I blanked. This is...
I can't tell what the red is. I would like to say this does not reflect my art skills. I'm going to art college.
The Ninja Turtles are quaking.
What?
They're all named after artists. So the Ninja Turtles are quaking. All right, and now we're just adding little touches to the edge to give it overall a better look.
I was gonna add clouds.
Wait.
You should add clouds. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Wait, and then like blend that out with. Yeah.
Did you just paint my hair?
No. Why is yellow yellow? Has anyone
What
ever
do you
asked that? Why is yellow yellow? Has anyone like ever thought about why is yellow like yellow?
Do you not realize how color works?
Just think about it. Like why is yellow yellow?
It's because light reflects off of your eyes, and the light, depending on the spectrum of the light.
Why is yellow yellow? Just let that sink into the audience.
Oh,
He
with
needs
your
pants.
painting?
He needs pants.
Oh, that's brown.
Wait, screw it. He's gonna have greenish blue pants.
Now it's time to see how well our next two artists are able to paint in purple light.
All right, I can't tell which one's like green.
My people are gonna be in space.
Oh, that's fun.
I don't know this looks like vomit. I didn't think this out. We're gonna draw a planet, maybe some stars. This paintbrush is rock solid. It feels like I'm painting with a wooden stick.
Actually, these trees are really sad.
Our campfires can be floating because we're in space.
These trees are just straight up having a bad time.
Why?
They're so sad. I haven't used the water once.
Well, that's why your painting looks so bummy. So as you can tell, this planet that they're living on is small. That's why you can see the curvature of it.
I hope you don't depict me as some talented creationist. This is awful.
They won't. So are your people camping in a cool spot or just normal boring place?
It's a normal boring place, but they also have a Nintendo Switch in their tent.
Ooh, a UFO. The UFO can't be orange.
A UFO can be whatever color you want it to be.
No. I'm gonna write a little braille message up here.
What?
You know what that says?
Well, you have to feel it.
I asked you. No!
It's braille.
It's wet.
It's wet braille. It says don't touch, it's wet.
I don't have any people. It's because they got sucked into a black hole. Mine looks like a baby's like first birthday where they slam their face into the cake and just beat it up.
I look like I dropped my canvas side down on the paint palette.
I just want to remind everyone that we're in space, so I'm just gonna write space with this rock solid paintbrush. Put your hands up.
Jack's painting looks accurate despite the purple lights, and Ben seems like he was just going with the flow. Color detection clearly played a major factor as the artists were unsure of the different colors they were using. This is Aaron Avery and Lily Torres drawing this story to a close for Husky Headlines.
Now for this month's edition of Top 10. Good afternoon, Northwest. I'm Jay Oaks, and here's this month's edition of Top 10. At number 10, we have sophomore Julie Hastings getting a strike in the bowling regionals on February 27th. At number 9, we have senior Grace Colwell making a three-point shot in their home game against St. James. The Huskies would lose the game 42-69. At number 8, we have junior Ben Fritz dunking in their game against Mill Valley on March 4th, in the end winning by 24 points. At number 7, we have junior Megan Edwards making a three-point shot in their home game against Mill Valley. The Huskies would win this one 39-36. At number 6, we have junior Caden Casella placing third at state to be the Huskies' highest placing finisher this year. Good luck next year, Caden. At number 5, we have senior Markel Hood with a one-handed slam versus Blue Valley West. The Huskies would win this one 58-45 on February 14th. At number 4, we have senior Danny Robinson placing second in regionals, defeating an Olathe Northwest wrestler. Thanks for all that Danny has done for the wrestling team. At number 3, we have junior Ben Fritz dunking in the game against Mill Valley on February 18th. At number 2, we have the girls basketball team defeating Mill Valley 39-36 in their first home win. Congratulations. At number 1, we have the boys basketball team defeating Shawnee Mission South to advance to state. Their first state game will be today at 4:45 in Wichita, Kansas versus Lawrence Free State. Good luck, Huskies. This was Jay Oaks with help from Max Smith and Aaron Tribby giving you this month's edition of Top 10 Plays. Hey Emron, have you heard there's a boys volleyball team at Blue Valley Northwest for the first time this year?
No, actually I didn't.
Man, that news must have went straight over your head.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I will catch it.
Oh, never mind. Aaron tells us more on this story.
This year, a boys volleyball team was formed and will be playing games in the upcoming weeks against 20 teams across the metro, including Aquinas, Miege, Blue Valley High, and Blue Valley North.
So for boys volleyball, I'm going to be the head coach. Since it is kind of club-based, I'm considered the sponsor. Boys volleyball started last year through HOA, which is kind of our Heart of America volleyball organization that's more associated with club. They've seen more and more interest from the boys, and we're really trying to develop a presence for boys volleyball here in Kansas City since it's exploded so much for the girls in the last decade.
So it started out with a lot of my guy friends were talking about starting a rec team. So me and my friend Cameron Hahn, we went to Haggerty directly and asked her if a boys team would be possible. So that's how I kind of got involved with that. During games, I think I'll probably help coach along with Haggerty, hype the boys up.
We're going to limit this first year to just one varsity level team, and we can take anywhere from 10 to 12 kiddos on it. You only play about 6 to 7 kids in a normal match, but we can easily rotate in 10 to 12 kids to make sure that they're all getting a good experience. Unfortunately, we can't take everybody. If, all 30 boys come to tryouts or more roll in, and we can only take about 12. There's obviously going to be some kids who don't have the opportunity to play.
I decided to try out for boys volleyball because it's just a fun and very competitive thing to do. I've always had kind of that competitive nature, so being able to go out there and just give off some energy and just play around.
For goals, I think since it's first year, I think the main goal is for the guys just to get experience and kind of spread awareness that we have a team. So next year, more boys will try out and we could potentially have more teams.
My goals for this first season of starting boys volleyball is 1, that they have fun, but 2, I love to compete, so I want it to be competitive, but I really just want to expose them to the great game of volleyball. I think there's lots of benefits to having a boys volleyball team. I think it really kind of establishes a certain level of camaraderie between girls sports and boys sports when you can have 2 together.
We got a lot of energy. We're still trying to find our groove of getting all of the things down because Haggerty's got a lot of stuff to teach us because we all don't have a lot of competitive volleyball experience. So, that's one thing we do bring to the table is just a bunch of energy. Logan and Cameron have been great. They're just kind of contributing all of their volleyball knowledge to us and kind of giving us pointers on what we could do better. And there's also just a great addition to our Sunday practices.
I think if we have a turnout like we did this year, I think there will for sure be another team next year.
We do have 2 home games potentially, so having the students come out and kind of support the volleyball team be kind of fun.
The team's first home game will be April 13th. Make sure to get out and support them. This is Aaron Tribby and Aaron Avery for Husky Headlines.
Oh, those wings are hot! Dude, Farrington could destroy you in a hot wings eating competition. Welcome, Blue Valley Northwest, to the Hot Wings Challenge. We invited Mr. Farrington here to we're gonna have a lot of fun. Okay. So with state swimming coming up this year, we decided to bring in Mr. Farrington, an 11-year head swim coach, and has been awarded the 2008 Girls State Championship. Farrington also teaches honors English for sophomores and juniors, as well as a junior avid with an entertaining personality. Mr. Farrington, welcome to the Northwest Hot Wings Challenge.
Thanks.
How are you feeling today?
I'm a little afraid to be here.
A little afraid?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's okay. We're gonna be fine.
My hands are already sweating.
I know, same. So's my face.
I'm freaking out a little bit. So I'm a little afraid. This is like step 1, but this is like my normal order at
I haven't had
B-dubs.
it. Yeah, I haven't had this in a while, so I don't know how hot this is.
We'll see.
Good job. I love this.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So you've been coaching since 8th grade. How did you start coaching at such a young age, and what made you interested in swimming, and what keeps you going?
That's a good question. I have been swimming since I was like 5. My parents wanted me to be involved, so it was just kind of something I gravitated towards. I kind of always liked to talk with some of the younger kids on the team. I think my coach at the time recognized that I might be pretty good at working with kids. The other thing is, I think I did really well with some of the most reluctant kids. It just was really rewarding. It was rewarding to see kids who weren't good swimmers and were maybe even afraid of the water a little bit in lessons start to feel really confident. That was so much fun. See them progress in the sport and start to feel really good about themselves. I had parents approach me too and say that they thought that I was good at what I was doing, even at a young age. So
that's cool.
I guess when I received that much praise for it was just something that I kept returning to, and I don't know, I just enjoy it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Three, two, okay.
It smells like cinnamon.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how I
don't like that. Okay, let's go ahead.
Was it
like
clove
pepper
or something? I know.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you show up the 2008 Girls State Championship swimming poster in your wall all the time. Did you think that that's the start of your success? How does it make you feel? What does it mean today?
Sure. I didn't realize I was showing off.
Yeah.
The poster.
No, you were definitely showing it off. Like, hey guys, look at this. Look at my swimming poster. And I walk and it's still there.
I feel like I've become a better coach because I like to learn from other coaches. So I like to think that I've become better since then. It does mean a lot because it was a great group of kids. You can have a really great team and just not have everything go right. I think the idea that just the best team always wins isn't necessarily true. The 2008 thing, Schumacher handed me that state championship team, so I don't really feel like that was something that I earned, but it was something that I got to be a part of, which is really pretty cool. Whoa, this guy's loaded.
Ooh. All right, you ready?
Ooh, that guy's loaded.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
I'm fine. What about you?
Is that self-talk? Are you really fine, or are you trying to tell yourself?
No, I'm fine.
Oh my God. I just drooled like a...
I saw that.
That was disgusting. I hope
You're
you didn't get
disgusting.
that on camera. No, you won't. You'll leave it in.
I haven't finished
Thanks
it
for
yet.
rolling out the fine china for this, by the way.
I was thinking about bringing in plates, but it was just too much to carry. Something that not many people know about you is that you coach a Lewisburg team, undefeated for 11 years, coaching for BB&W as well as Lewisburg. So that's a year-round coaching. How do you keep that success going?
I started coaching in the summer the year that I moved to Kansas. We were just a small team that's grown up quite a bit. We didn't really start winning until maybe our 3rd year in the league. We've just been real lucky. We haven't lost a meet since George W. Bush was in office, which is kind of
That's
awesome.
insane, I know.
Yeah, I keep saying that it's going to end one of these days, which is just fine. I mean, it's been an awesome ride. We're just going to keep doing what we do and hopefully offering something that the kids down there want to be a part of.
Sure.
And seeing where it goes. This one's going to hurt me, though.
3, 2, 1, go.
You know what? I'm not going to be stupid. I'm going to wait for a sec because maybe this one's a slow one.
I'm going to be stupid and do it.
Yeah, it's still happening. You see it right here? Can you see it?
Oh.
Yeah, that happened. All right.
Okay.
Didn't happen.
Okay. I'm starting to feel it now.
Yeah?
Just a little bit.
Okay. Are you losing it?
You're losing it. Hold on.
Yeah, you're right. I'm the one.
Yeah, how about you ask the question for me? Okay,
When
come here.
teaching honors English courses and Avid, you
Oh.
keep people interested with your loud personality and storytelling abilities.
Mm.
Where does this drive come from? To not only teach, but to entertain your class. And you feel that in order to make students care about your class, you have to have a certain bond or relationship.
There we go.
Do I think that I need to be crazy for kids to care about my class?
Yeah.
That was hurtful.
Yeah, I know.
I think kids care about English and writing intrinsically. It's not a premeditated thing that I do. It's just my personality. I want to keep myself interested, and I think that helps keeps kids interested a little
Yeah,
bit
of
too.
course. We're gonna eat all of these.
All right. Are you sure?
Dude, we haven't even gotten to milk yet. You haven't even started drinking your water. We're gonna do this.
fine. All
3, 2, go. I swallowed in like the worst way possible.
I didn't realize there was more than one way. It shows my ignorance. It's my fault.
You've been at Northwest for a decade.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about being here? What is your favorite memory, and why do you still teach here?
Wanting to watch a kid grow, seeing them as a freshman, sophomore, and seeing what they're capable of then, wanting to know what they're capable of when they're a senior. Every year is something different. I could never do the same thing over and over again and just kind of sell stuff. It's just the job and the relationships with kids that keeps you coming back. It's not like there's no secret. When people say, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, that's kind of a lie, because it's always work and it's always kind of difficult. Work is difficult at times. But after the difficulty and stuff like that, you're always like, it goes away and you just remember the good stuff.
My face is like exploding. Like, I feel like there is like I'm in Saw, and they're like pointing needles in my face. This was Northwest's first edition of Hot Wings Challenge. Thank you, Mr. Farrington, for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And I hope you have a really great day. Yeah. All right, get out of here. Leave. Oh, you don't want the milk? Oh, and the water bottle.
You got showed up.
Jay, do you know who Mr. Schulman is?
Yeah, I had him as a student teacher last year.
Did you know that he's now the sponsor of the Black Student Union?
Really? Ian tells us more about this new club.
With the introduction of a Black Student Union at Northwest this year, the members are excited to promote equality and diversity.
Honestly, it kind of started last year when I was a student teacher with Mr. Lang. Mackenzie Izzard and Jaden Wise were both in a class, and we were covering the civil rights movement. And as we kind of progressed further throughout the unit, I realized kind of how passionate they were about it. And after everything that had happened, I thought that being able to have a voice and a place for not just African American students, but all students, a place that they can kind of speak freely about race and feel a little bit more comfortable. I wanted to kind of give that place.
To say BSU was inspired by recent events wouldn't do it justice. I think BSU is needed to give a place for everyone, more to give a place for minority students, and just ease tensions or ease relations between all of the races.
I felt like there was not a lot of minority representation. There were a few incidences at Northwest that led to the want and the need for our voices to be heard. And it's really interesting to see people who maybe are not minorities come in and just ask questions and be interested in like our lives. Well, our meetings are usually split into two different types of meetings. We'll have meetings where we talk about social issues, political issues, things like that. And then we have meetings where we just talk about life, how things are going, and we check in on each other. So it's a really diverse type of club.
We just really want to build a home for everyone, but also highlight the different aspects of each culture. And honestly, create a safe space for all of our minority students, all of our diversity students.
For Black History Month, the Black Student Union is placing an emphasis on educating the student body.
So we're providing information about historical figures and events and everything that has happened throughout Black history in America specifically, and just kind of giving more awareness to that, some of the people that aren't necessarily covered in history books. We don't need to necessarily go over Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks. We cover that in U.S. history, but if we can cover some of the more in-depth people that had great involvement in civil rights in the past and now, I think that definitely will help.
Since we have started our Black History Month, decorating of the main staircase, which has never been done before at Northwest, I think that has been a true show of our commitment and our dedication to our club as a whole and just the ideas surrounding it. Having people come and decorate with us as well was just a show to how committed people really are.
I think that the more that we work together, whether it be Black Student Union, Diversity Club, GSA, all these clubs that kind of are providing a new voice for students and in today's day and age, I think is really important. So the more that we come together as groups, I think is going to be more beneficial to the change that everybody's looking to have.
The Black Student Union hopes to grow and continue affecting change in the future. The group meets every other Monday in room 210 on A half of Husky Halftime. This is Ian Graham and Allie Brenneman for Husky Headlines.
I really feel like having Slim Chickens right now.
What? No, Cane's is so much better.
No, I'd rather have Zaxby's over Cane's any day.
Cane's.
No, Slims.
Cane's.
Slims.
Slims.
Cane's.
Driving up 135th Street, there are three main chicken places that the BV&W community eats at: Raising Cane's, Zaxby's, and Slim Chickens. With each person having their own preference, we put the big three to the test, bringing in 2 taste testers to finally settle the score. 2 experts were blindfolded for their taste test to ensure the best results. We compiled their insight to finally decide which restaurant is best.
It's a bit dry. It's got good seasoning. I think this is Zaxby's. This is weird, because it's got the bread of Cane's, but I can't really taste the flavor, so it's making me think it's Slim Chicken. But I recognize that breading, that crunchy end, that really crunchy end on the end. I think this is Cane's. This one kind of is lacking of both worlds. It's kind of lacking the breading and the flavor, and it's also a little bit dry. Just out of just flavor and flavor itself, I'd honestly go with Zaxby's, because it wasn't as juicy and the bread wasn't as good, but it just packed a punch of flavor and it was just all there.
Juicy. It's got a lack of breading. Not too much seasoning, not all that great flavor. That's definitely Slim's.
Yep.
It's all right. The breading's all right. It's juicy on the inside. The seasoning's good, and it's definitely Zaxby's. That's some good Canes right there.
He already knows.
Really good breading. The breading's nice and soft, and the inside's juicy, and really good raw flavor. Not all that much seasoning, which is good for good plain chicken. And it's good with the cane sauce, though.
With the chicken done, it's onto the bread.
Huh? Oh yeah. Immediately Canes, because they got the perfect Texas toast. It's more like a actual bread, but they got the extra butter and seasonings in there.
I'm gonna make the sandwiches.
I know this is Zaxby's, but Slim Chicken and Zaxby's taste really the same almost in bread.
Why is it so small? It's so good.
Got some moisture in there, it's good. Good seasoning.
That's Canes, definitely. It's really bad. It's not burnt. It's a little bit soft. That's Zaxby's. I don't like. Yeah.
With the bread completed, it's onto the fry test.
Zaxby's fries are definitely a lot bigger, but they take longer to get soggy because they've just got more potato in it. It's a bigger fry.
Mass.
Definitely Slim's because it's just like a standard fry. Describe the sauce well. It's tasty. The fry, it wasn't soggy. It was definitely juicy and not wet or anything. It was a solid fry all around. I'd say Zaxby's was my first choice, and then Slim's would come second and Cane's last. I said Cane's last.
Soggy fry.
Because it was soggy and wet. That's the problem they have with their fries over time is that when they sit for a little bit, like the drive home, they get cold.
Just gotta get them fresh.
Wet. You gotta get them fresh, yeah.
That's a nice thick fry. Got the crinkle cut. Definitely Zaxby's with their sauce. It's a good fry. Nice and
a little bigger.
Moist on the inside. It's big fry, yeah. That's Cane's. A little bit thinner. A little bit moist. A little soggier than I like it. It's better to get them fresh and actually warm. But just based on this experiment, I would rate Zaxby's the first, considering that their fries are still solid.
Yep.
And then Cane's, and then Slim's, because Slim's is basic.
We asked our judges to give some final thoughts on each restaurant.
I go to Cane's several times a week. A day. But their chicken's pretty good. The seasoning's good, nice and moist. Slim's, I'll only go there if it's free, pretty much. Their chicken's sort of dry, not too much flavor, and thin fries, and just, it's got a good variety of sauces though. It's got a lot of sauces, which help.
Same with Colby. My personal experience, I like Cane's better because when you sit down and you're served a fresh box of chicken, just when it's fresh and ready, the fries are in perfect condition. The chicken is super juicy.
Yes.
And I'm just after the juiciness and the breading. And I think it's better than Slim's or Zaxby's.
Yeah.
Zaxby's is a close second for me because their breading isn't as good, but it's got a really good flavor in the chicken tender. Their fries are a bit better, in my opinion, just because they're bigger, but their toast is almost dry and a little burnt sometimes. And I think Cane's breading is a lot better.
It looks like Raising Cane's took first place with their judges, with Zaxby's as a close second and Slim Chickens taking last place. And of course, everyone has their own opinion and may see differently. This has been Nick Swiden and Max Smith for Husky Headlines.
Man, I've never been good at math.
Dude, no one's good at math.
Really? Because some students work at a Mathnasium to help people like us.
Lily tells us more.
While school and work exist separately for most students, Mathnasium offers an opportunity to bridge that gap. With locations in Leawood off of 119th and in Olathe off of 135th, some Northwest students work as instructors to provide lessons outside of school.
Mathnasium is a math learning center. We work with students from 2nd grade all the way up through high school, and we work with students of all ability levels as well. So we have students who are working to get caught up if they're behind grade level. We have some students who are just wanting to maintain and have support staying on grade level. And then we also have students who are working ahead and looking for enrichment. We have a wide range of instructors. We have some retired school teachers. We have current school teachers who work part-time for a couple hours after school. We have college students, and we also have some really exceptional high school students.
I tutor at Mathnasium, and I started probably in April or May. It's been really fun so far, and basically it's just like an hour and a half where they get to sit down and get math help outside of classrooms.
We engage in what is called team teaching, where we usually have about 3 students to 1 instructor. And you go around, each of the students will have their own curriculum, and you will go and then they will have their homework or whatever they're working on in class, and we will help them to support whatever they're doing in math at the time.
Instructors not only get a chance to develop their teaching ability, but also form meaningful relationships with their students.
So obviously the relationships is a very big factor, because going in, I thought it was just going to be all about math. That's why I started tutoring. But building relationships with some of the kids specifically, it's kind of actually been my favorite part, because you really get to know them and care for them, and you kind of talk about what they're doing in school with math related things and also just what's going on in their life, and that's been really cool.
I see really beautiful relationships that are developed between the students and the instructors. The instructors are kind of a role model for the students that the kids, look up to. They want to feel supported by that person, and they want to have fun with them too. I've found that when the students feel that they like the instructors and the instructors like them too, they're more likely to want to work hard for that instructor.
I work at Mathnasium because of the kids. So I've done Husky Helpers for the last few years, which is going to the elementary school and working with STEM lessons, which is also one of the main reasons I decided to work at Mathnasium. Building a relationship with the kids and kind of putting back to the community where you grew up in, because I went to Harmony Elementary, and that's where I kind of developed into the person I am today. And now with Mathnasium, I've gotten to go back and give back to that community.
When you're in a workplace, especially like at Mathnasium where you're teaching kids, you're seen as an adult. It's not like in school where you have to be in a position of authority in order for people to follow what you're saying. They automatically do that. So just having that responsibility and self-awareness of knowing that you have to take the lead and you have to do your best to get the most out of the kid during their session, it helps them mature you as a person.
The Mathnasium will continue to provide an opportunity for extracurricular education as well as jobs for those looking to develop their teaching skills. This is Lily Torres and Nathan Fortune for Husky Headlines.
Now we take you behind the scenes of the Express.
Once a month, you see the newspaper staff passing out copies of the Express during Husky halftime. But do you actually know how much time goes into its production? From stories to photos to infographics and overall design, each element of the paper is carefully constructed by the 32 members on staff, each contributing in their own unique way to make one cohesive product.
I'm in charge of the vision of our staff. So whether that be for the online facet, social media, or for our print editions, we have 3 kind of sub-publications within our publication. That's what I'm responsible of, and kind of what we want to promote about ourselves, what we want to put out there for our audiences to see. But other than that, my actual duties, I just do jack of all trades stuff.
I'm the managing editor. It's a lot of managing people, as the job title would say. I do grading, help with story ideas, kind of help with the vision of the publication, and try to check in with people and make sure that they're on task, and if they need any help, to try to help them out.
I take the title of advisor pretty literally. So I advise the editors, I advise the students on things, but I don't tell them what they can and can't publish. I look at things to make sure that from an ethical standpoint, we're solid, from a legal standpoint, that we're not gonna get sued. But short of that, I just try to help direct them. I don't tell them, no, that's not a good idea, unless for some reason there's a legal issue or an ethical issue.
In order to be on the newspaper staff, each member must complete 21st century journalism, or photographers can replace it with Photo 1 or or digital imaging. Then they must go through an application process.
So I never really anticipated joining newspaper. I kind of just signed up for journalism. I thought it'd be something fun, and I loved it immediately. Like I just had an instant click for it, and I was like, okay, I'm definitely joining newspaper. And it's really given me a sense of belonging at Northwest. These are my people. Like I love coming to newspaper every day. It's my favorite hour, and I love what we do on staff. It's hard, but like I find a lot of joy in doing it.
I really like the environment and camaraderie that we've built this year. It really can't be matched in another class because it's not a typical structure as probably everyone tells you about this class. You can choose how to spend your time, whether working on a story, whether talking with people, working on homework if need be. Not that that's what we want you to do. We would prefer you to work on your stuff. But yeah, it's just such a nice environment to be a part of.
The staff members pitch stories each month. Then the editors assign what each person will work on based on a variety of factors. At that point, the staff gets to work, gaining a wide variety of experiences while working on the publication.
As we have a consultant that comes in, his name is Mr. Nelson, and he teaches us design principles. Other than that, I've learned a lot about design. I've learned which type of photo is preferred over others, stuff like that. So even stuff that I don't usually do, I've learned just naturally through being a part of newspaper.
I mean, it's really a lot of time management, and just like you can't put things off because you have to meet your deadlines, and if you put something off to last minute, it's just gonna really hurt you because it's hard to get sources or do whatever you need to or manage people if you wait to the last minute.
I don't know that there's much better preparation for life than being on newspaper, yearbook, or broadcast. It's that work, being a self-starter, being independent, being able to do things on your own without somebody guiding you through everything is better prep work for life than anything else you're gonna know in high school.
Despite looming deadlines and the hard work required, the staff still manages to enjoy their time together and enjoy the environment they have created in room 902.
It's really nice having those 2 hours at the end of the day because I'm always that person who needs a break. Like I got all my APs, but I need a break from that. And so the last 2 hours of the day where I can just, depending on if I need a rest break or something like that, I can take it. Or if I actually need to be productive that day, which is most of the days, I can use that time for that purpose.
I mean, it's like cheesy, but I really love the people. Like I've met a lot of people that I wouldn't have if I wasn't on staff. We get work done, but we like mess around and have fun.
The next issue of the Express comes out on March 26th. So when you see staff members roaming the halls at halftime offering the newest issue, consider taking one and take a moment to appreciate the product your peers have put so much time and hard work into creating. This is Allie Brenneman and Seth Williams for Husky Headlines.
And that's it for this month's show.
Have a great day, Northwest. Oh no!